Independent women, bad boy theory, mothering and fixing men. There's nothing like a modern woman who likes to and needs to fix a man, to mother a man. And I do find it strange how they just blame all men when a lot of men aren't even like that. A lot of men don't need mothering or fixing. But it's the clear fact, a lot of women seek out men that need mothering and fixing. Some even seek men in jail deliberately.
I've noticed women who overfunction often pick the boys or the bad boys because two parts. The young 20s, typically, prefrontal lobe development archetype is more apt to go for the dark triad or dark quadrant personality traits because bad boys have integrity. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to follow that law. No, there's this edginess that's almost this primal survival, like, oh, they would stand up to somebody. They would fight a guy for me. That gets real old once you have kids and you're like 30 and 40 and they're like, I'm going to go ride my motorcycle with Brad. It's like, maybe you could help like with bath time though. It's like, no, I don't do that, babe. Like,
I mean, that's interesting, isn't it? Integrity from a bad boy, which doesn't really make sense on all terms of him being a bad boy, does it? Because I mean, he'll fight a man for you compared to a man who actually cares about a woman. Yeah, it's an interesting point. It's an interesting perspective. And again, women use frontal lobe development. Do you know, at this point, I think they're using frontal lobe as an excuse for them liking very reckless men, very chaotic men, them loving it, getting fully turned on by chaotic men, and just blaming the brain. Oh, it's my brain. It's my mind. Oh, it's my mind as a woman. My brain, it spazzed out for my younger years. And now it's formulated, it's formed, and now I think more clearly as a woman. I hope you're focused and on your square. I mean, it's cute, isn't it? It sounds cute. They no longer desire the ruggish, thuggish bone of a bad boy. Now they want something more stable. Now that they're older, more settled down, more battered. Let's be honest. She's probably hit the wall, maybe. And she may be looking a bit battered. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to settle down now. But I mean, this is why it's insulting. And this is, again, why I don't believe the frontal lobe thing. To a degree, you can say, yeah, frontal lobe. Obviously, people do mature. Not everybody. Come on. People do mature over time. But I mean, even as a man, in maturing, the types of women I've liked haven't really changed. I've just understood more precisely what I want from women more than just a particular type of woman, to be honest. I know it's probably just me. Obviously, I still have types. Whatever. Waffle. But again, the frontal lobe thing is, I do think it's a bit of cap. I think it's a lot of cap, obviously. And obviously, this video is going to be a bit long. I do feel a bit waffly today. I've had a lot of caffeine. I feel a bit waffly. The bad boy frontal lobe thing, really? I don't think so. I think it's cap. It's like women using their anatomy as an excuse for their lack of accountability. Interesting. I'm gonna write that down. They're using their anatomy as an excuse for their lack of accountability. Oh, it's my brain. It's my brain. My brain wasn't forming yet. I wasn't in my final form. Like Giselle. But yeah, sadly, when a lot of women do reach their final form, it's like, yeah, E. All right, E is probably a bit too drastic, but I mean, it's like, oh, come on, woman. You looked like a hot chip before. A hot chip. Now you look like a sack of potatoes. Yeah. A lot of caffeine. But no, frontal lobe, no, I don't believe it. But I've got another video I want to show about this entire thing, this modern thing, how the modern woman will end up with bad boys and a lot of broke, dusty F-boys. Yeah, it's standard. It will happen, naturally happen. Listen to what she's saying. She's saying a lot of these women, these independent women, need a man to fix. They need a man they can fix. They need a man they can mother because it makes sense for their dating dynamic. From what she's saying is these independent women have worked so hard and had to have been so independent that it's only efficient for them to date a man who is somewhat underneath them. And I've noticed this myself. A lot of people have noticed it. It's sort of obvious, isn't it? A lot of women are going to end up dating down or nothing.
The lack of integrity that you find sexy when you're in your young 20s is going to drive you to divorce in your 30s and 40s. So just wanted to make a note on that. And the overfunctioning woman is used to, let me audition, let me perform to show you that you can't leave because look at all I've done for you, essentially. And the bad boy who barely gives, or if we have the Beauty and the Beast archetype, where I finally chipped away and I won the bad boy and I'm his, special prize, and he would never do that to me. I feel like you're first on the hit list. Like, you're the first person that he would do all of that stuff to. You're not that special. You made yourself that special. You wanted to be seen as that special. He gave you glimpses of that, and that's what you held on to.
Yeah, held on to it. It does get on my nerves when women blame men for certain things, though. Like, I've made this point before, a woman would blame you for her own orgasm. This is women blaming men for what they're attracted to. Okay, from what she's breaking it down psychologically, okay, these women are overperformers. Obviously, she's so independent. They're overperforming women. They've had to be so overperforming. Therefore, they're going to find a man they can overperform to. A man that they can seem amazing to. Oh, look at me. I can be this woman to you. Thus, a lot of women will end up mothering and trying to find men they can fix, including very independent women. This is something obvious, like I'm saying. It's very visual and obvious, you can see it in society. When I first started making content, a lot of men were saying, I can understand women complaining about men not having their lives together, all these bummy, dusty dudes. But how, as a man with my life together and everything, am I struggling? And this may be part of the reason why. This is kind of why I wanted to make a waffly video today, because this point here, it's like, how true is it? And if so, it's still annoying. It's still dumb and ridiculous, isn't it? Because again, it's women not being accountable for what they like. Okay, woman, you like that. That's the sort of man you like. Because that's your attraction, you can't blame men because, oh, that's the only type of man you want. Okay, well, that's not men. That's the only type of man you want. Blame him. But women don't do that. You notice women don't do that. Women don't separate, oh, I can't help myself. I like a dusty broke dude. I like a dusty bad boy. This is what I like. Sort of dumb liking dusty bad boys because it means I'm just going to get this result in life. Women don't do that. Why don't they do that? It's too accountable. No. So what do? They blame all men because she's attracted to this. Therefore, this is all men in her realm of men because she's only going to be wanting this sort of man. Yeah, that's dumb logic. And as men, we don't even think like that. Obviously, as men, good looks on a woman is probably what we're drawn to. And some men may like a more dominant woman for whatever reasons. But I mean, thankfully, as men, we don't think like that. Interestingly, a lot of men, including bad boys, they want a woman that treats them well. Oh, the irony. I keep saying women are bigger simps than men, and some don't see it yet. They are. Any woman that likes a nonchalant man who barely cares about her is a simp. Because being a man who likes a woman who's nonchalant and doesn't care about you, but you're jumping through hoops for her, that's simping. A lot of these women are doing the exact same thing. But oh yeah, her frontal lobe needs developing, doesn't it? So what's the excuse of women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s still loving a bit of rough D? Yeah, a bit of rough D. Nothing wrong with what she wants. But you don't blame men for what you want, women. Yeah, you can't do that. They do love doing that, though. That's dumb.
And that's, I think, what keeps overfunctioners going for the bad boy or going for the instability, because it's a chance, again, for them to audition.
Okay, and that's the end of it. A chance for them, again, to audition, to fix a man. To fix a man. One thing what I do love about TikTok, it does prove a point how many women do and are dating the exact same type of men. They all have the exact same types of stories. Even if it's a hot dusty, okay, he's a hot dusty. She likes him because he's hot and he's broke and he's an F-boy who runs through a lot of women. He doesn't need to work hard because why? He's always going to have a woman to stay with. Now, can you blame him as a man for that? No, you can't. I mean, bruh. Now, that's not an excuse for men to live like that, because I don't promote men just living like that, just not trying to do anything with life. That's only if you're a man, if you're only concerned in life with women. That's it. You're not concerned with actually building anything for your damn self. But it's women that have made it. You can say society as well. But it's women that have made it very easy for a lot of men to be bums. A lot of women have made it easy for a lot of men to just be a hot bum. You know what? If I look good enough, I can drop this D decently enough because it doesn't even need anything. A dusty with good D's battling other dusties with good D's. So, I mean, yeah. But I mean, that's all a lot of men can be nowadays. You don't have to be a bad boy that makes a lot of money. Just have the attitude, the swagger, and the room in your life for a woman to come in to want to try to fix you, change you, and make you a better man. And even if she does, she's not gonna want you anymore anyway. The irony. If a woman does meet a bad boy and turns him into a regular man, she's gonna be turned off like, oh, he's got a schedule now. I don't want a man with a schedule, a routine, a schedule and a routine, timekeeping. No, I want reckless. I want chaos. That's why she's here in the first place, isn't she? She was turned on by the chaos, which again is fine. That's fine. It's what she wants. But to blame all men for her, low bar choices and wants in men, that's insulting. It's insulting. And on the side of men, a lot of men have realized, hey, a lot of women like this. I can just put on this costume and pretend to be this guy. And it works. It does work. So on one hand, can you blame him? It is shallow. It is kind of lame. It's like, all right, bro, you're not even, bro, you have a middle class life. You grew up with both parents. You're in your grandma's will. You know about this life, bro. Well, obviously, you get the girls, though, don't you? You get the girls, obviously. The attitude and swagger, you get the girls. Mm. The one like a real dude who is from poverty in the streets. Yeah, you've got a wealthy family. But obviously, the street life obviously gets you the girls. Yeah, gets you the girls. I mean, on one hand, it's lame on so many levels. It's like, even if you understand it, because even a lot of men who are grown men now, when they were younger, they probably pretended to be bad boys themselves or dressed like it, acted like it. Oh, I'm going to get the girls. Yeah. Yeah. How many grown men listening right now? How many of you grown men right now with families and kids were once young dudes pretending to be that bad boy? Yeah. Real, please. Please. But again, it gets to women, doesn't it? And sadly, for a lot of men, we're driven by that. And not me, I'm focused. A lot of men are driven by that, aren't they? They chase for that WAP. Anything to get it, including cosplaying as someone that you're not. But so long as she wants it, she likes it, innit? Yeah. This is just an evil cat laughing. I just think this is hilarious.
I would love to be a stay-at-home mom. I would love to be a homemaker and a wife. I would love to be able to live on a homestead and go milk my cow and take the eggs out of the chicken coop and have one baby in the belly and on my hip and another toddler coming behind me. That's like my dream, but I can't fucking do that because the way the economy is set up is I'm forced to work. I'm forced to get an education, a higher education, a college degree in order to make enough money that I can be financially independent and afford my own home or my own rent or my own gas or my own groceries, my own insurance. And it's extremely difficult to do that. And it's very isolating as a woman.
Okay, I'm going to let her finish, obviously. But a very good point. She's making the point that obviously she appreciates the benefits of being an independent woman. However, she's lost so much, which is obvious. I mean, it's what a lot of independent women complain about, that they can achieve, they do overachieve and get so much, but they do end up becoming isolated, becoming hermits. I made a few videos about women becoming hermits because of how hard they've had to work to get to where they are. Okay, understandable. However, like I've been saying, which is an obvious point, and it's a question a lot of men keep asking, how do so many high-class women with big jobs, well-paid jobs, well-educated women, why do so many of them end up with a broke dusty? Like, why do so many of these women, so professional, end up with a man who lives under them, lives in her place, drives her car, eats her food, pays with her card that she hands to him in secret to obviously make him look good? Why does that happen so often? Why is that such a common thing for a lot of modern women? It shouldn't be, should it? But the disparity. On one hand, a lot of women are overachieving and achieving compared to men. On one hand, only slightly. But a lot of these women who are hypergamous by nature, they can't seem to find a man because it's a smaller pool of men. Men at their level, yeah, those men are highly sought after by loads and loads of women. They're a smaller group of men. They may fall into one of the sixes at that level. He may earn triple six, if not more. Okay? A high earning man. If he's good looking and tall on top of it, come on, really? So it doesn't matter how much these women may see and want that man. He could already be married and with kids and probably have side chicks. So he'd probably just be a decent man married with kids and he settled down. So the options of a lot of those men are already gone. A lot of women don't like dating on their same level. No, they feel insulted by that. However, the beautiful thing about the modern woman, which is if you're a dude that's like this, they would date below. They would date a lot below. They can show off to a man who has nothing. Look at me. I'm qualified, got money, my own place, my own car. Look at me. I can take care of you. How much do you need? Yeah, this $100 is nothing to me. I make this $100 in an hour. Here you go. Yeah, here you go, Dusty man. Yeah, come into my house and give me that D. Yeah, that's all she may need. So if a woman can afford everything in her life and all she may need is D, and she can't get the high level man because of hypergamy, what's she going to end up doing? Dating a Dusty. Could be a bit of a bad boy Dusty as well, a bit of edge to the dust. Yeah, a bit of razor blades in the dust. Seriously. And do I blame these men? No, I don't blame them. If you're a dusty dude running through with me, yeah, carry on, bro. Yeah, have you fun. But the disparity, again, there'd be a huge chunk of men in the middle of all of that who are decent men who would miss out simply because they're not above these women and they're not far below him. That's interesting. They're not highly above him, but they're also not too far below him. They're not far enough below them. I'm going to run with that one because it is obvious. You do see it so much nowadays. Again, a lot of modern women's ego, their own chaos, is what's keeping them single. It's going to make more of them single by 2030, guaranteed.
When you have to do all of that all on your own, and you can't find somebody that you can outsource some of those chores and financial responsibilities like you would with a spouse. So no, being a single working woman absolutely sucks. It's the worst thing ever. I hate it. I would go back to the 1950s in a second just so I wouldn't have to deal with this shit.
You're talking about a traditional nuclear family where the woman doesn't work in a married household with kids.
And statistically, that was the case.
You're a single woman who isn't married with kids yet.
So I'm for because of the way it is. Most women were married by the age of 21 up until the 1970s.
I think it's a woman's choice. Before that, it was societally encouraged to marry young.
Yeah, and it was better for women mental health-wise, long-term, to be able to go into that long-term committed relationship and have the established family instead of being forced to slave away for a corporation that doesn't like you, doesn't care about you, makes you sit under...
Indeed, and you can see how the young woman, young feminist, is arguing with her when she's making a very good point. Look, to add some balance to it, okay, a lot of women were saying that they were locked down by their husbands and they couldn't be free enough to have their own jobs and bank accounts. Understood. I've made this point before. Like, those elements of feminism, like, okay, I get it. Women can work and have their jobs, like, and vote. I don't care about that part, to be honest. I think, okay, because on one hand, we've kind of seen what women have done with their free will. So I don't care about those elements of feminism. However, it's a sort of ego that comes with it. It's the egotistical levels of the modern feminism that I don't need a man sort of thing. When it's like, okay, woman, but then the benefits that women once got from men, the traditionalism of being able to be a stay-at-home mom, that goes as well. That disappears as well. And I think that's what a lot of women are struggling with nowadays, wanting men to be traditional when it's like, no. As men, we're seeing and learning and adapting. On one hand, that's why the bad boy thing as well. It's why there's so many fake bad boys. But it's like, hey, he's getting draws. But that's why there's so much weirdness in modern dating. That's why I say things like everyone nowadays is a garden tool. Everyone is. To be successful in modern dating, you kind of have to be loose and reckless and have lowered standards and boundaries. You'd have more success. Though it's sad, you'd sort of depraved and debauched. But I mean, on one hand, it's normal, isn't it? Sadly, it's disgustingly normal. So yes, a lot of women nowadays have to be these workhorses. And it does make a lot of women undateable. It's like a lot of men don't even want them anyway because they've lost a lot of femininity in becoming such high achievers, in overachieving. Thus, the only man suitable for a lot of these women is a man that's like a child to her, is a man far below her, is a man she can fix and mother with her overachieving ass behind. You see, it actually makes sense in a weird way. It's a theory. You want to say it's the analogy of the modern woman bad boy. Whatever. But women complain a lot about fixing a lot of men. But it's not surprising a lot of those women are independent women. It's not surprising. Because a man couldn't be underneath a woman that doesn't have anything. He couldn't be underneath a woman who's in poverty already. They're at the same level. So, I mean, hey, ain't nothing better than, a independent woman. When you have nothing and you're struggling as a broke man, ain't nothing better than an independent woman. Especially if you're a street dude, if you're a bad boy, you're a thug. Oh, yeah. Look at this swagger, woman. Look at this swagger.
Fluorescent lights for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You get a lunch break, you get health insurance, but do you have somebody who loves you staring at you every day like your child? No. It's horrible.
They done it again. Done it again. Just when I thought ChatGPT could not get any better, could not make me fall in love with it anymore, it did. Because they dropped the voice feature, okay? I don't know if you've tried it yet, but if you haven't, try it, all right? And when I say the voice feature, I don't mean that you can text to talk, right? Like you talk to your phone and then it texts what you're saying. No, I'm saying you can now press a button and you can talk to it in your voice and ChatGPT will talk back to you.
Okay, interesting. Why am I showing you a video of a woman in her car waffling about AI, ChatGPT on her phone, talking back to her, responding back to her, very lifelike. It's quite real and it's quite actually interesting. But why am I showing you this video? In a video about bad boy theory and women fixing men, mothering men, and everything I'm talking about. I've mentioned a lot recently that I think a lot of women's adaptation of AI and robots is going to be far more vast than we initially thought. This little video here sort of proves that. Because there are a lot of videos going around of women having very deep conversations, almost therapeutic conversations with these AI things. And obviously men are doing it as well. But the way women's taking it to a different level, a completely different level. But here's my point, using this woman as an example. I mean, she seems well put together, doesn't she? In her car, drinking whatever green juice. I don't even know what she's drinking. Possibly in a nice car. Independent woman, her own in life. Okay. Now she's waffling about AI because it may appeal to her as a very independent single woman. It would appeal to her. It's someone to communicate with and talk to, you know? So what's my point amongst my waffle? There are some women who their frontal lobe has developed and they are exhausted of a dusty. They won't be able to get the man that they want, but they will still need some sort of companionship somewhere. It goes beyond the sexual needs. Women already have, cyborg penises. It goes beyond just the sexual needs. The companionship, yeah? The power of the companionship, the conversations, just listening to a woman waffle on end about her day and that bitch at work that she hates. Just that, simply just that alone. AI and robots are going to provide that for women in droves. Maybe on a higher level than we initially thought. I'm starting to realize that myself. So in part of the dystopia that we're talking about, which is part of modern dating going into the future, a lot more women who have missed out on their opportunities, who may have hit the wall, are going to resort to this, becoming one with the machine more, adapting to it more, a sort of transhumanism on an emotional level. Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
How do I know? Because this morning I woke up, I wasn't really feeling it, I wasn't really motivated, the weather, all the things. And I said, Chat GPT, I'm not really feeling it today. I need a little motivation. And she was like, Candace, good morning. And the way she said my name automatically made me feel like my day was going to be better. Just that right there. Do you understand the power of having something to talk to motivate your day?
Slip of the tongue, Freudian slip. Someone. It's a thing, woman. It's a thing. Someone, woman, slip of the tongue. Yeah. It's a thing. It's a machine. Ones and zeros. A designed response. Yeah. However, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter, does it? Because like Blade Runner, more human than human, what does it mean to be human? Is it just based on feelings and responses and thoughts, interactions, the tactile environment we can feel, touch, things we can smell, taste, hear? What about what we can feel? What about if this machine, these ones and zeros, can make someone feel better, feel good, feel whole about themselves? Is it still a machine to them? Or would they slip up and see as a person like she did? Because you see, the modern woman singledom isn't just about not having a man. It's a friend thing as well. Think about it. If a lot of these women are working hard, slaving away at their jobs, working hard at their jobs, they're not going to have time to really make friendships, are they? They're going to become very introverted, very hermit-like, may suffer from social anxiety. Yeah, can't really make friends so easily, can she? However, this little thing in her pocket, in her phone, it's going to tell her sweet nothings to infinity. It's programmed to, designed to. It will never die unless, obviously, a phone runs out of battery. And it will never relent on information for her. So my point amongst my waffle is, it wasn't a slip of the tongue. It was a glimpse of the future. We're moving into quicker than I initially thought, to be honest. It's really getting scary now. I'm actually scared. Ha ha. I made a lot of jokes, but I'm scared of this stuff now. It's really getting this AI robot stuff. It's happening too quickly.
It was the way she motivated me, right? It was like the voice, because you can choose the different voices you wanted in, but the tone, the pace, it was just enough. And I really felt like I wasn't talking to a robot, but I was talking to someone else on the other end of the phone, okay?
Relaxing.
And I just feel like she's now become my assistant, all right? My life coach, a business coach, a manifestation coach. Like the number of things that Chat GPT has done to enhance my life. If you haven't tried it, try it.
Look at this woman selling it. She ain't paid by him, but she's selling it because she, as a single independent modern woman, understands the loneliness of the modern woman. The gap that for a lot of these modern independent women were may filled with bad boys back in the day before her frontal lobe developed. Yeah, sure. And now it's filled with emptiness because the men at her level and above, they have options and she may not be one. However, let's not disregard technology and the position technology plays in the lives of modern women. Like I'm saying, I'm going to keep driving it home. I do believe AI and robots are going to play a bigger role in the lives of women in the future than we initially thought. It could become scary.
Maybe just ask it. Like, if you're not feeling it today, just say, hey, ChatGPT, I'm not really feeling it. Can you give me a little motivation? Can you help me get this day going? Watch what it does. Tell me in the comments. Tell me what a lie is.
A bad boy is bad until she needs him to be good. Then they want a good man? After they've hit the wall? Really? Theory or not, it's still BS. Have a nice day.